had raised concerns about irregularities and misconduct, and as such, they said the ideal thing, the standard practice at that point was to have them suspended for a 2-month period to allow the State House of Assembly to have thorough investigative work. But given where we're coming from, saying the return to democracy in this Fourth Republic, it is almost an impossible task to convince a Nigerian, including politicians themselves across party lines, that this was not more than suspension for the sole purpose of investigation. I mean, the arguments and debate got so heated up that even the Attorney General of the Federation, who doubles as Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi SAN, had to weigh in on this matter. Of course, there are people who are not comfortable with the side of the law on which the AGF stands. But the question is, what does the law, whether the grant of the Constitution or the local government laws of Edo State in particular, say? Because as it stands today, it will appear that the local government autonomy issue is still not settled, as it were, or resolved. Because one would have thought with the Supreme Court judgment that came from last year, we have already found closure to this matter once and for all. In the case of Edo State, for example, I'm joined by a gentleman this morning to help us find some sense and post the narratives and the facts in front of our viewers this morning. Haruna, Braimoh is a political analyst and joins us live in the studio. Braimoh, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio first time in 2025.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start the new year with new developments regarding the Edo States. I mean, for many people who are watching the polity, they probably wouldn't have thought that Edo State is where this kind of issue would even start from in the first instance. Particularly given that Governor Okpebholo just got inaugurated less than 2 months ago. What exactly is the fire and why are we seeing the smoke?
I don't think the question should be what exactly is the noise that we call fire, and there is no smoke anywhere. You know, the law is taking its course and things are shaping up in Edo State, and that is what is happening right now. But for some political hyping, people blowing things out of proportion, they are trying to politicize the whole thing, create a lot of wrong media narratives around it, as far as misleading trying to, even in an attempt to mislead the Attorney General of the Federation, which I hope and I know is being corrected as far as the issues is concerned. Because from the point of laws, from the Constitution of Nigeria, the 1999 Constitution, from the point of law, as far as the extant law of Edo State local government laws of year 2000 is concerned, the government of Edo State, led by Senator Monday Okpebholo, has not in any way breached any law. He has not meddled directly into the affairs of the local government in Edo State, and the laws empower the state government through the House of Assembly and even the executive, if need be, to establish, create, structurally design, formulate policies for the local government to operate upon, even as far as finances, if the need be, if there are local government that cannot on their own drive some project, finance some project, the laws empower the state government to come finance such project at a local level. Look into even auditing. You understand? We have a Ministry of Local Government at Chief Tesi Affair that is under the executive in every state in Nigeria. If there was no role of state government in local government administration, there would have been such a ministry. And there would be Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution correctly and especially explain the role of state government in local government from the point of establishment to the point of structure, to the point of designs, policies, financing, every other thing, and functionally, how they should function. So the question is about accountability. There is no autonomy, does not say that a local government should not be accountable to the people. And such accountability, we not talk of audit, is enshrined in the laws from the Constitution of 1999 to the extant laws of the states, the local government laws of the states, as amended. Even the 10th schedule, the 10th amendment of the 1999 Constitution also spells everything out, the role of a state government in local government administration. I don't know why we are modeling everything up, and no local government was removed, no local government chairman was removed. The role of government is to check accountability of that particular tiers of government as enshrined in the laws, and the state government only made an inquest after meeting the local government. Don't forget, the first meeting was for him to meet all the local government chairmen.
Right.
He had administrative meetings with them. He was represented in that meeting with the able deputy governor of the state, Right Honorable Dennis Osabon Idausa, and they were given a period of 48 hours, like 2 days, to provide bank statement, mere bank statements. You took over administration of local government as chairman in September 2023. And the government is now coming in, empowered by the law, to say, okay, where are your bank statements? Let's verify some things. Let's check what you'll be doing. Bank statement, we're not talking of full audit now. We're not talking of auditing your activities, just the bank statement. Because remember, the same states prior today, those states among the states in Nigeria that are operating joint account. They are operating joint account with local government. So local government does not have a particular account, which is where I'm going to go to, which is the autonomy you are supposed to be talking about.
Right.
Not this kind of autonomy. There is no autonomy of no checks and balances. There is no autonomy of non-transparency. There is no autonomy that empowers the local government for non-accountability. The autonomy the federal government is talking about, or that we clamor for, is financial autonomy, where the federal allocation need to go straight to the local government. You understand? Yeah. But how you administer it, the administration of these finances and activities have to flow, they have to be in tandem with the design policy of states, of your particular state, the state you are operating your local government in. You understand? And after giving them the 48 hours, they refuse to turn up their bank statements. Did the state government err in requesting for the bank statement? No, by law. And the state government does not have the power to remove them or to give them direct query. But the state House of Assembly by law has the power to look into their activities, because that is the state, the legislative, and that created, whose laws created the local government administration. Before 1999, local governments were, during the military regime, local governments were being ruled by fiat, by the military rule, particular military ruler. He can appoint administrator or whatever. So in year 2000, we needed to create law to now make it seem as if local government were created in Edo State in year 2000. That is why you talk of creation in that year 2000 law. And this law gives the power to administer and to look into the activities of this local government, to the state government through the House of Assembly. What did the governor did? He made a query, or made a letter or a petition to the State House of Assembly. Do your job in this regard. Since administratively I've encountered these people, to bring their bank statement, let's check notes. The Accountant General of the Edo State is there to explain the money that we're in charge, the joint account we're operating. You claim that money were not paid directly from the federal government to local government account. Obaseki, the former administration, was the sole signatory to the particular account that we house the local government funds. So how was he releasing it to you? Let's do bank reconciliation. The AG, the Accountant General of Edo State, and the local government, they need to reconcile the books. There is asset verification committee to verify what assets across the respective local government that the Edo State own. When he refused, the governor wrote to the House of Assembly that, okay, I don't have power to investigate there further than this level. By law, you have the powers. And you cannot be sitting down in your seat while you are being investigated, especially when indictment is obvious. So naturally, legally, administratively, functionally, they need to be suspended. It was not about removal.
The people are curious.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And the removal happened. The next thing, there was political opera. The media went, set themselves ablaze, set the whole political space in Edo State, politicized the whole issue. The local government chairmen are being removed in Edo State too. If they were being removed, they would have been replaced by critical committee chairman. The state government would have created a critical committee, as been done before.
But of course, the state government knows better that they cannot do that.
So that means
under the
you are not answering the question under the circumstance. So it's suspension, not removal.
You see, obviously, I mean, you and I are aware that the court has said, well, we're even discussing these issues now because the court has said, go back to status quo. Otherwise, we probably won't even delve into all of these issues.
What is status quo here in this case?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but status quo.
No, normally, where we were before the suspension, they say you should go back to that.
In other words, let local government chairmen go back to their offices.
Not let the local government chairman work. Let the local government chairman what led to their suspension.
Of course, the government raised an issue about their books.
That is the status quo.
Exactly. So you go back and check.
Okay,
while they are doing their work, you can't suspend them.
No. I don't explain to you.
Okay, so what's your interpretation of this court order?
No, the status quo, it depends on how you want to define it.
So what will the state government do going forward? I think that's the practical definition for it. In light of this order by the courts.
No. First of all, the local government chairman went to seek judicial redress on the assumption, on the wrong notion. They knew the truth that they were removed.
We can determine that notion.
They said they were removed. They said they'll be removed, and the court is not going to address to rumor or to whatever. The court is going to for them. What you present as your fact may not be truth. You were not removed, and you went to court to challenge your removal.
And court gave.
So court gave another based on the wrong. What you do you understand?
But the reality now is that
the reality is we were suspended. No. How do you expect me to abide by the court order that is upon a wrong notion? You said you went to court to seek redress that you were wrongly removed from office. Meanwhile, you were not wrongly removed. You were not removed. You were suspended. Go to court to tell the court that on this XYZ excuse, I'll be suspended from office.
Haruna, this already gives a bit of an insight into the possibility that the state government would not obey the order of this court.
I'm not the state government, number one. Number two, let me explain something to you. I'm just trying to be very logical with you here.
Right.
You cannot.
And that logic will be baseless.
You cannot have.
Not drive.
No. You cannot have a saw
from the standpoint of this court.
No,
this court order.
You cannot have a saw in your knee, and you are telling the person treating you, the doctor that is going to treat you,
that
the saw is in your head or in your ankle. The doctor that is treating you will be treating your ankle. You went to court to lie that you were wrongly removed from office. Meanwhile, you were suspended. Go to court to tell the court that you'll be suspended. The Attorney General of Edo State is there. Edo State government will be represented and present the issues as it is. The state government have the power to look into your finances. So if you have refused to obey the powers of the state government have the power to now suspend you.
So let me ask you. You are an insider in the APC. So, what is the? I don't want to say what is the state of mind of the government or the governor, but what's your interpretation?
Why are you taking it? I'm trying to be very administrative, functional, and legal as far as governance is concerned. Bureaucratic. You are taking it political. If you want to go political, then you ask the question. The House of Assembly. Who has the majority in the House of Assembly that did the?
Of course, it's the PDP, the opposition.
All right. So why are you mentioning APC? This local government.
The executive is run by the APC.
Excuse me. The decision was not taken by the executive. Was it taken by the executive?
Was
it taken by the executive? The decision was taken by the hand of his and that is what you see. That is what you see. No. That is what you see. No. Because similar things happen in our democratic history. Some states, like even when Tinubu was in Lagos State.
Right.
Could there have been a pressure on him or from the federal government for him to be impeached by APC-led House of Assembly, even with all the log jams issues he was having with the then Obasanjo administration? Could Obasanjo be able to influence the APC control Lagos State House of Assembly to have impeached him? So when we're talking of opposition politics, I don't want to politicize this. And be legal and be logical.
But is it realistic, Haruna, to say we don't want to politicize this?
Well, the political angle, if you are coming from that angle, then there's no way, because there's already a judicial order to which we cannot say
return to status quo.
Based on what you presented before the court.
Okay, so are we saying it will be erroneous or an aberration if those local government chairmen went to work yesterday as the chairman of their respective 18 local government?
As far as the Edo State local government law of year 2000 is concerned, and the provisions and the empowerment given to the State House of Assembly to do their job, which they have done, any resumption is a slap on the law itself, because they'll be suspended from office.
To the best of our knowledge, Haruna, the state government has not gone to appeal this case.
Because there's no, I just explained something to you. I don't know why you make me to repeat myself. You went to court to seek redress on removal.
So the state government is not bothered?
Because it's not, the state government did not remove you. So you understand?
So the state government is not bothered about an appeal?
Go to court to seek redress on suspension under any guise. Then the state government will reply. So what the state government may likely, I'm not the state government, what they may likely do, they will also go to court to explain properly how it is that it was not removal but suspension.
Okay, you see, there are people who have said, let's go a bit political.
And if you now go political that you want us to go, the State House of Assembly is led by a PDP speaker.
Right.
The majority is PDP. Almost 80% members are PDP
people.
The 18 local government chairmen we're talking about today, they are PDP.
All right. So I mean, established that
the councillors impeaching them right now. The gale of impeachment that is ongoing. All the councillors across the 18 local government are PDP, and they are impeaching these suspended local government chairmen. Some of them.
How do you explain the concerns? Maybe I should.
And the issue they are raising on the basis of impeachment still boil that to financial mispropriety.
Well,
that is the council and the legislative arm of the local government doing their job with facts. So the question is, where is Nigeria will leave the issues, the real issues? The issue here is about misappropriation. Nobody talks about that. We are grandstanding and politicizing the whole thing. Okay, the local government councillors now, they are bringing out facts to say that this is how a particular local government that we are in as legislators have misappropriated from as our
which allegations,
on which they have not just allegation, they've used upon those allegations. They want to impeach. They have impeached some.
Okay,
and the gale of impeachment is still going on. So are you now saying, and the whole of these councillors across the 18 local government, they are PDP? So if the PDP leaders of assembly is wrong to have suspended them for financial recklessness, are you now also saying that the local government legislative arm, which is the councillors that are impeaching them now, are also wrong for the same financial recklessness?
But how do we resolve the concerns?
Why do Nigerians, we are agitating for local government autonomy? We said it's going to bring development, but we are afraid of accountability. Nobody talks about that. Takes me back. The local government autonomy we're talking about is financial autonomy.
Of course it is.
You understand?
That's just one leg.
Not immunity.
That's one leg.
That is one leg.
That verdict, Haruna, by the Supreme Court, of course, the apex court in the land, is to protect the sanctity, so to speak, of the local government. So if we still have a situation,
as a tier of government, it does not mean they should not be checked. Even as we speak today,
and the chairman suspended while you are doing your checks.
Even if I come to this organization now, if this organization as a professional auditor, professionally, and this organization appoint me as the auditor, and I'm trying to tell you to give me your books or your records, even your bank statement, and you hesitate, I write an audit note to the board of this organization that this particular head of your organization that I'm asking, so I need him suspended so I can do my job because it's not complying with my request. Because under the Company and Law Matter Act of 1999 as amended, empowers the auditor, if appointed by any company, gives me the powers and rules to be able to audit and do my job judiciously.
I have access to the books.
I have access to the book. Any attempt to prevent me from having access, for me not to qualify such financial statement that may come from that organization, I'll write a note to the board and you'll be suspended so that I can do my job.
But isn't that a kettle? I mean, a fish, a kettle of a different kind of fish.
No, it's the same thing.
Because given that this is a private entity.
No, but accountability is accountability.
To the point
if the law, we are going back to the law. The law provides the state government to oversee the finances, to look into the finances through the House of Assembly of local government. I just explained to you that section 7 of the Constitution talks about the role of state government in local government administration. Can you create what you cannot manage? If the law empowers the state government to create local government, will the law be silent on the how the local why the state government should not look into the activities of this local government? The law even went further to say that every policy of the state government should be channeled through the local government. So the policy administration of local government should first of all stand primarily for the policy direction of the state government.
You know, Haruna, let's go a bit political with this conversation, right?
We're already political with it.
Okay, maybe we just drill a little
Please,
further
let's
down.
go.
Right. I spoke with one or two members of your party, I mean the APC from Edo State, and they said that one of the challenges the governor will have to address as soon as he got into office would be the issue of the local government chairman, their partisan affiliation. Of course, like you already said, they are members of the PDP. They came in under former governor, Governor Obaseki, and what have you. If those governors, these local government chairmen, all 18 of them, if all 18 of them had decamped within the first weeks of Governor Okpebholo's entrance into office or entry into office, would we be here seated on Global Money and discussing the books not checking out and the numbers not looking good?
Yes, because the Okpebholo administration, one of his pivotal promise to Edo State is about accountability, without minding whose us is God. The administration of Okpebholo is not about APC. It's about a new Edo that is rising. And rising a new Edo is devoid of partisanship to some reasonable extent. It's about accountability and good governance delivery. Some of the local government chairmen that have decamped as we speak today, they are also being impeached. It has not stopped them. They are suspended, and one, I think, one of them decamped. Has he resumed office because he has decamped to APC? No. That is political pettiness taken too far. For those who think that if they had decamped, they would not be checked. Nobody said they are going to be removed from office. Nobody think about their partisanship. The House of Assembly that is being led by the PDP, with the PDP speaker, the majority of the House, has any of them decamped? Have they not scrutinized the budget and passed it to law and sent back to the executive for signage? Has any of them decamped? Has any of them been removed? Does the governor just have power to remove local government chairman? No. The governor does not have such power. But the constitution empowers him to look into the affairs, especially realizing. Remember, even before the Okpebholo administration kick-started, the Accountant General of Edo State was arrested, was picked by the EFCC on allegation of sudden withdrawal of more than 11 billion.
Just a few days before
exactly.
The previous government left.
Exactly. A lot of financial recognition that was going on at that particular time. If a state government is maintaining a joint account with the entire 18 local government, and you just resume off, you don't want to check into their books, you don't want to know. In the name of politics, it doesn't work that way. We should give kudos to the governor for being administratively strong enough to say, let me know where I'm starting from. In as much as I'm working, let me know what is here, what is here, what is here. And in an attempt to ask what is here, somebody is telling you to shut up, not ask any question. And you are empowered by law to ask questions. He never came to power to want to remove. He doesn't have anything with anybody. He doesn't have any political stone to grind with anybody or ask to grind with anybody. He came to power to work for Edo State. And he's been on the trajectory of such focused progressive governance since November 12th. So this simple question, imagine after the meeting with the state governor, the state government invited all the 18 local government. If we wanted to remove them with illegality in his mind, he would have just stayed and said all local government chairmen dissolve. But they were elected by the people. He had to respect such, even under the election that was even done under a lot of issues. That is a discussion for another day. But he never looked into that. He called all of them. He met all of them. They brought congratulatory message and everything, led by the Govt chairman. Meanwhile, even before then, the Govt chairman, I think he's from Muriam or local government, he was the first to go to court even before inauguration. Just imagine going to procure a court order that they should not, the court should give them powers as local government in Edo State for the state government not to look into their financial activities, even before inauguration. How do you beat that? Will you still call that political? Okay. Because they know what they have done. Look at some of the asset recovery, the vehicles that were recovered. Some vehicles were traced to some respected local government chairman house, direct from Edo State government house. Recovered. A lot has been going on, but we don't want to go political. And the man called all of you together and said, okay, my local government chairman, we can work together, I don't have any issue with anybody. But for the past September since you took over, September 2023 to date, just let me have your bank statement. I'm not saying let me see your books of account. I'm not saying let me see your asset register. I'm not saying let me look at your inventory. I'm not saying let me, what have you done and give me your, we are going on stock take. Let me evaluate you. No, say, give me your bank statement. Let me reconcile with the Office of Accountant General to actually know in that joint account what entered and how the money was disbursed across the local government from the past governor. And you guys flattered such directive, not even an order, because they all met together, they laugh. You watch it, it was on air. And you look at the powers within him as a governor, he does not have direct power to challenge such what do I call it, subordination. So you have to now write to the appropriate authority, which is the State House of Assembly. Okay, this is what I asked these people to do. They have refused to turn up. Please, can you investigate them? And the House of Assembly felt, you cannot, if these people have gone to this extent of flouting your request administratively, then they cannot be investigated while they are sitting down there. Let them be suspended for 2 months while the investigation is completed. And that was the decision taken. The next thing, the media space in Nigeria went on fire. Everybody started building narrative into the...
But you know, in Nigeria, for me, with such cases, Haruna...
There are never been such cases because local government that have been removed, people practically... Because there are most states does not operate on elected local government. They have critical committees. So when the next governor comes, he just dissolve them outrightly.
But there is the concern that if after this 2-month period cycled out and these local government chairmen were found quote unquote guilty, the
investigation has not even, because they are still creating all sorts of issues around the decision of the State House of Assembly until they calm down. They just have to calm down. So that
why the local governments
why the House of Assembly does their work?
Why the local governments
suffering? No, when they suspend, they say hand over to the next person.
So you now have whole guys. I don't know what they call them. The head of local government administration.
Are they political? Are they not administrative? Are they not?
Those are more like career civil servants. But
of course,
but that's not what the law envisages. That's not what the law envisages.
No. Look at talk about the doctrine of necessity.
Oh, this is one of such cases.
Of course, it trickles down.
All right, so I was just curious about what happens when the 2-month period cycles out
and these men and women who run these local government councils are found
quote unquote guilty by the House of Assembly based on these allegations.
When we get to that bridge, we cross it, they've not been found guilty. Let them allow the State House of Assembly do their investigation.
So you don't think whether the State House of Assembly or the executive that you are trying to insulate in this case
isolating them because they're not part of it.
Has overstepped their bounds.
They have not within the framework of the laws. I just quoted the 1999 Constitution. I also refer you to the 10th Amendment of the Constitution for the National Assembly, and I also refer you to the local government
of 2000 in those states.
Laws of 2000 in those states.
You see, there are people who believe, we're taking a break shortly, but there are people who believe quite frankly that this is an abuse by whether the executive or the State House of Assembly as far as this matter is concerned. And in Nigeria, you know, we have the tendency to learn faster from bad or
no, we don't learn. We learn faster from deliberate ignorance to drive narratives.
So is this about driving narratives?
Of course, because people that are talking right now, they are speaking deliberate ignorance, not that they don't know. It doesn't stop anybody from googling the laws. That what is the state government doing? Is it within the framework of the laws? Before you think of any other thing. Nothing stops you from googling the Edo State local government that have not been abrogated. It's still in existence. The Supreme Court judgment did not abrogate any state laws on local government. The National Assembly have not amended the Constitution to say state laws on local government does not stand anymore. Even as we speak, the state SEC Electoral Commission, because the state laws also empower the state government to conduct election across local governments. That's why I asked you, can you create what you cannot manage?
All right. Let's say
if the law empowers me to create something and the law does not empower me to run or to look into how what I create is being used or is being run, then that is not a law.
All right. I think we need to take a quick break at this point, everyone. This issue is quite a composite one because of the several elements, right? But we're taking a quick break. So we'll talk about what exactly should be the ideal practice in terms of how local governments should be administered, particularly in a state like Edo, where you have a new governor in the saddle and he needs all the grassroots support that he can muster. We're back shortly and the conversation continues. You see, for people of those states, it's important that development starts from the ground up. I mean, bottom-up kind of approach. And you can't achieve that without a local government system. More so for a governor who just assumed office less than 8 weeks ago, he needs all of that support to not only understand how the system works, but to also have, if you like, foot on the ground. I mean, boots on the ground, as they say in the military and all of that. What should be the ideal practice in such, I mean, in terms of getting that support that is very critical from the very grassroots, so that Governor Okpebholo can drive development real quick?
All right. First of all, let me, you started from, for the first time, you have agreed with me right now that any national development in a federal structure should start from the local government.
Of course, that's a no-brainer.
No, because we'll be saying it, we tend to argue about that when we are talking about national now. By the time you go about Tinubu and its economic direction now, you make me realize that it has to be from up to bottom.
No, that's on the level of
no, it's not about
those are central issues.
No, it's not central. What is national is national. Like I explained to somebody that we don't have a national budget yet. The budget that Tinubu or the Goodluck Jonathan or Obasanjo or present to National Assembly is a federal government budget, not a national budget. Until we begin to discuss, we want to discuss national issue, we have to start from the local government up. So that's why I'm happy now, because it's about Edo State now. You are making me realize the role of local government.
But we have always talked about the roles of.
I've always made reference to the critical role of local government, which some persons have never wanted, or they feel it's supposed to be up down. Thank God you are seeing it, and that is what I wanted to point out. And Okpebholo administration is not aloof to such. He's very much in touch with reality, because you remember in one of his during one of his engagement on BBC, he talks about microeconomics, rural economy. You cannot drive rural economy without a functioning or vibrant local government. Remember what I told you as part of the role of states in local government by law, by the constitution, and by the extant laws of Edo State. It talks about policy formulation for the local government to operate. So a governor that is designing a robust rural policy, cutting across SME to drive the economy of this local government, cutting across agricultural and market women loans provision and agricultural mechanization. And we all know that all these policies have to kickstart from the rural area. Such government will not undermine, in an ideal situation, the activities of local government. So ideally, what the Okpebholo administration is positioning is to reposition, no matter how the policies to drive local government vibrantly is concerned, without accountability, without this local government being repositioned to drive good governance with accountability, every other shout of good governance will be total failure. You understand? Will be in a ruse. And that is what he's saying. Imagine the money is coming directly to the local government, for example now. And the local government chairman, we need to establish this now. And I think other states should even take a cue. Because they should remind the local government chairman that even if you're talking of financial autonomy, it does not mean the state government does not have the laws that back there to look into your activity through the House of Assembly. Imagine this financial autonomy is granted and the allocation, federal allocation is going directly to these lads at the local government level. And the state governor call you tomorrow, or the House of Assembly of your state calls you for accountability or to check your books, and you refuse that it does not have the power. I have autonomy. Autonomy does not guarantee fiscal recklessness at the local government level. So ideally, what should be done is what is being done. Accountability is what is being done to entrench transparency. There is the ideal situation. Without accountability and transparency across any level of government, good governance will be a mirage.
Well, the
State House of Assembly will bring the same energy on board if there is a case of financial misappropriation against any member of the executive as well. But let's talk about
that is they already look at it. They already have their role cut out as they have oversight function.
Right.
You understand? Have you ever heard of oversight function being done at the local government level? These are questions we should be asking ourselves. And these laws are there for the House of Assembly to look into. Even the legislative arm of this local government, they also have the powers to look at some of the things. Even before this accountability issue, I think a local government chairperson at the point was served notice of impeachment by the councillors for padding of budgets. Are you aware of that?
I think you go ask.
Are you aware of that? I'm not going to tell you the needs.
The local government has always had.
If we agitate for accountability at federal level, we agitate for accountability at state level, and we leave the local government, we want to deliberately ignore or excuse the local government. That we are not doing Nigeria, we are doing disservice to the development of the
And
country.
it is the state governor from your, by your reckoning, that has the responsibility or mandate to entrench fiscal responsibility
And local government.
transparency.
And then attempt to do it now, we are politicizing it.
It means that the local government.
Just imagine if the local government chairman had just gone within 48 hours to present their bank statement as requested by the state government. We will not be here talking. So that by the time the state government now go ahead, we will now feel they are being witch hunt. You understand? People will be on their side. Why are people not on their side? What sort of brigadage is it for a local government chairman that is under suspension by law going to court to procure under a falsehood court arrangement? Because going to court to say you have been removed.
It's a court order. Let's call it what it is.
I'm not talking about the court. The chairman. Why do you mislead the court? At the end of the day, if it is well explained, the court can also find them for misleading the court. Don't you know?
So why is the House of Assembly, since you say is the State House of Assembly versus the chairman, why isn't the State House of Assembly in Edo going to court?
I just told you
challenge that. Yes.
That the
basis is wrong.
AG of Edo State will look into all this and know what to do and advise accordingly. But in the meantime, you went to court for a separate issue entirely. So the House of Assembly, because you went to court to say that you'll be removed from office. Meanwhile, you've not been removed. You've been suspended from office. Suspension is not removal. These are two different English that have two different distinct meaning. So why should I bother myself when you went to court for wrong something?
You and I have talked about.
And on that basis, you are trying to resume office.
You and I have talked
How do you feel?
local government administration for a while, Haruna. Let's talk about the Supreme Court order that granted this autonomy sometime in August of 2024. Do you think it's working at all? Do you think this autonomy is making a difference in the way local government?
The implementation, let's Nigerians know.
Right.
The Supreme Court made pronouncement as far as financial autonomy of local governments.
But was it specifically about
exactly
autonomy?
Yeah, it's about their federal allocation. If it was not specific, then the National Assembly should look into it and repeal. The Constitution is the legal framework upon which Nigeria is ruled, isn't it? So the pronouncement of Supreme Court cannot be in conflict with the provision of the Constitution, and that is where the National Assembly comes in. And the executive that seek the Supreme Court interpretation of the financial autonomy is also in bed right now. It's in room with the governors holding political meetings on the implementation process. Hello? So they've not even started. There's wanted to pronounce a court judgment, there's another to implement it. And there's an existing constitution that needs to be amended if you say it is beyond financial autonomy. Some aspect of the constitution that provided that gave power to states on how to run, on how to involve in the running and administration, structurally, financing, auditing, and everything of the local government need to be looked into. And as far as that is not done, we should not be talking about that. That is a guide to cover up the quest we are trying to make in Edo State for accountability and transparency in our local government, so that we can stand on the pedestal of sincerity to drive growth and development across the letter.
So you are saying this is a model that if possible that states should be.
You said ideal.
All right, let's wrap it up.
And this is the ideal model. We should be talking about other states that have not had, they went ahead without, even with court pronouncement, without INEC involvement, they conducted local government. We clap for them. Today we are standing by the governor because it's against his godfather, or because people in the media does not like his godfather. That is Nigeria for you. We grandstand a lot.
Oh, the governor has a godfather.
Political grandstanding.
Yes. He has a godfather.
And the governor today is ruling his state with 3 members House of Assembly, and he just got a court judgment 2 days ago that they can go ahead to be doing governance with 3 members out of 30 something House of Assembly members. And the same rascality took place in Edo State for almost for about 4 years when Obaseki 14 members of House of Assembly were never sworn in. And Obaseki ruled for the last term of his government with 9 members of House of Assembly. And the laws, everybody was quiet. Even with all the judicial pronouncement, everybody went quiet. We cannot continue like this in this country. The APC-led administration in Edo State is not being illegal right now. It's following the laws and it's following the due process, but we are trying by all means to politicize it, to create, to formulate and build an illegal narrative around the legality of his action.
Are you insinuating that the judiciary is falling short in its role regarding governance in this country?
I'm not here to cast aspersion on the
especially at the grassroots.
I'm not even here to evaluate them. I'm just trying to make references to you. I'm trying to remind you because you already know. Because
you made reference to the Obaseki issue.
I said even with and these same people with all these judicial pronouncements that he refused, he never saw them in. You saw the election that took place where he was ANEC announced Edo State SEC announced local government chairman winner in Esako West local government. But Obaseki was in government house handwriting his own candidate as winner.
Do we have a video?
Of course, I can forward it to you.
We have a video of him writing that.
And now, when you announce another person that was not announced by ANEC, what is that?
No, I'm saying, do you have a video of the former governor Obaseki writing?
Yes, when you announce, when in your government house, you call the Edo State SEC chairman. Meanwhile, the result that was announced by ANEC official at the local government coalition level pointed out that the APC candidate won the election. We have all this video online. But the chairman of the Edo State, you invited him to, is the Edo State government house, the ANEC office where they announce results?
Or the SEC office?
Exactly, the SEC office, Edo State SEC office. Is it the government house or Sanebe Avenue? And he was there announcing names of those that did not even win the election.
So you are saying there's a lot of work to be done?
Exactly.
If local
we should be concentrating in sanitizing all these political illegalities and whatever that has culminated in our electionary. Somebody we're talking of administration that is going to drive proper administration across local government here and not to stand on accountability and transparency, and we are still trying to put politics into it. It's not fair.
We have been keeping these huge elephant for too long. If local government election were conducted in Edo State today, I mean, with a big if, what's the chance that Governor Okpebholo will not meddle by even picking or hand-picking, to use your term, all the 18 local government flag bearers and even determine the outcome?
You need to look at the pulse, the pulse and vibes of the environment politically. As it is today, if local government election is conducted, the tendency, psychological tendency, that the people will vote for APC is very high.
Why is that?
Because the psychological, I use the word psychological, even without APC going to campaign or whatever.
Not because they've seen anything the APC has done in the state.
That's what I'm saying. Typical of Nigeria, typical of us. Everybody will just feel this is the new government now. Let's keep along.
Right or wrong?
Exactly. A lot of mass deception, defection is already taking place. Can the PDP that's even factionalized
in favor of the APC?
Of course, the PDP are defecting every day to APC in Edo State. This is not even time of election. The fact that we have a new government that is APC government in Edo State.
So it's easier to chop with the new government than.
So why will the governor? It's just for you to wait for their 3 years expiration, conduct election, and APC wins everything. So that's why I'm trying to tell you that it's not political.
Sounds like a guarantee already. But
I'm not telling you the pulse. Go to Edo State.
Right.
Go and feel the pulse.
Okay.
It's a huge relief for a lot of people.
Hopefully, I get it.
I'm talking about the major opposition of party in Edo State today is the PDP, and it's factionalized. We have the legacy group who have been working with the governor.
That's the lobby group.
Exactly. You saw what just happened. All the appointment of the governor.
You have your Obaseki camp.
You have your Obaseki camp. You understand? We now talk of the LP arrangement that has really factionalized them more. Because some people in the LP, in the Labour Party, they were PDP of Obaseki before. You understand?
Okay. This is quite an interesting conversation to have, Haruna. But I'd like to say a big thank you to you for coming to join us in this conversation. Hopefully, as things unfold, we'll continue to follow this development for you, see what will happen going forward, especially in light of the court order that now says that all parties in this matter should maintain status quo. We'll get a lawyer too to also help us shed light from a purely legal standpoint without the political nuances in it. Again, thank you, Haruna, for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're taking a quick break. When we return, we'll turn our attention to North America, this time to look at Canada and Justin Trudeau to see what exactly is happening with regards to his announcement of an imminent resignation.